The most expensive house on earth is located in Mumbai, India's downtown. The most costly house ever built is called Stands and Tele, located on the legendary Altamont Road, not far from the impoverished slums. This residence rises 27 stories and is 568 feet tall, giving the enormous building exceptional views of the Arabian Sea. Technically speaking, the house is the second most costly residential property in the world, behind Buckingham Palace, which is estimated to be worth $5 billion. However, Antalya is a private mansion and the most expensive private residential property above that, with some value estimations as high as $2 billion. Buckingham Palace is regarded as a crown property. Even so, any list in which Buckingham Palace comes before a dwelling pretty much ensures that the location will be extravagant and luxurious, and is probably a house. I would adore moving there. In this video, I'll use both of your senses to take you on a virtual educational tour of this opulent home. In this enormous house, can you imagine the 27-floor skyscraper being only as tall as a typical 27-floor structure? There are a few ceilings that I've twice or triple highlighted, making it appear more like a 50 or 60-floor building. On some of the lower floors, absurd. A multi-level car lot with room for 168 vehicles, including new cages and priceless Rs, 5 cool vehicles may botch. Somewhere in the vehicle lot is a car servicing station as well as a car carrying a number of extremely important people. But don't worry if automobiles aren't your thing. Few things say billionaires appreciate having more than one helipad on the roof, but the house also has 3 helipads installed on the top. The private vehicle lot and the helipads are both against Mumbai's residential building codes. The magnificent lobby, which has 9 elevators, is located above the car garage, but as far as we can tell, no one has compelled the billionaire to make any alterations. A 2-story recreation facility including a lap pool, a gym, a juice bar, dance studio, and a yoga studio is located higher up. Jeff Bezos changed the body of his I Sell book to his using floors similar to these. Persik, I sell everything I want. A spa and a ballroom will soon appear as you continue to ascend. In order to capitalize on the home's entertainment emphasis areas, the ballroom's many crystal chandeliers occupy 80% of the ceiling, leaving an embarrassing 20% exposed and unadorned. There is a 50-seat movie theater nearby. The home's elegant 4 arcade is surrounded by a number of balconies, terraces, and lush gardens. To keep the interior as cool as possible, the plant affixed to the building's sides is designed to absorb sunlight. As if all this luxury wasn't enough of an escape from the sweltering, crowded streets of Mumbai, the property is built with an ice chamber equipped with a snow generator supposed to simulate a winter wonderland. Hopefully, Taj can make a dent in what must be a monster electrical bill, and an inventive addition that can only be compared to Willy Wonka's. The spotless building was created by Chicago-based architects Plugins, and Will, while Lantern Holdings, an Australian firm, was in charge of the interior decor. Even though there are just 6 people living in the 400,000 square foot structure, it is designed to have space for 600 cooks, cleaners, and security employees. This reduces the excess of the mansion's size. Right. By the way, I verified that statistic twice, and it is accurate minus 100 employees per family. The structure bears the same name as a fabled island, also known as the Isle of the Seven Cities. The folklore surrounding this island is based on an old Liberian folktale about bishops who fled the Muslim takeover of their Spanish conquerors and settled 7 towns on an island. There's not much else to add to that interesting detail, and nobody seems to be aware of the reason the house's owners traveled to the rumored island. But having $1 billion income has its drawbacks. Nobody questions your choices, therefore it would be reasonable to assume that the home's design is symbolic, or at the very least deliberate, given the skyscraper's unusual shape and the fact that building it costs not 6 and 7, not 8, but 10 figures. That presumption would be accurate. This amazing building was painstakingly constructed with Hindi influences and liberally sprinkled with religious symbols. The home's 27 levels are divided into 6 areas that are designed to mirror earth, water, fire, sound, and light. These components were arranged from bottom to top to represent the ascent to enlightenment, rather than Nickelodeon's Avatar, The Last Airbender. The sun and the lotus are 2 recurring motifs found throughout the mansion. These images are intended to symbolize rebirth. Marble, crystal, and none other than mother of pearl are the materials chosen to represent these topics. The household had a temple where the 6 members of the family routinely went to pray. In addition to religious themes and the motivations of lotus and sun, The house is filled with several statues of Hindu deities, such as Shiva, who destroys in order to make a place for fresh creation in Ganesh, who is admired for removing barriers. The Atlantic Ocean is supposed to have served as the house's inspiration. The oil industry tycoon Mukesh Ambani is the owner of the $2 billion house. A fifth of India's exports is controlled by Mukesh, chairman of Reliance Industries and surprise, the richest man in India. This is ridiculous, given that India is home to a third of the world's population. His father, Mukesh, founded a company that eventually became the largest producer of polyester fibers and yarns in the world. Mukesh became one of the wealthiest men in all of Asia by multiplying his inheritance several times over. For many years, Mukesh was one of the world's 10 richest persons. Additionally, he was thought to be the richest man on the earth in 2007 amid a spike in the Indian stock market. But as of late, he is content to occupy the 20 or so slot. Mukesh is 61 years old and has a net worth of $40.1 billion. Did someone ask for a list of the richest persons on the planet? Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is ranked first. Microsoft's Bill Gates is ranked second. Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, is number 3. Fifth, Amancio Ortega Zora, Louis Vuitton number 4, Bernard Arnault. Carlos Slim Helou is number 6. Mark Zuckerberg belongs to family number 7. Facebook, Larry Ellison, position 8. Oracle Larry Page, a co-founder of Alphabet, and at 9th, Charles Cook is 10. Number 11 for Cook Industries, talk to David Koch Industries, if you guessed it. The 12th, Sebastian Brin, Google's 13th page, Stephen Bloomberg. The 14th, May A. Bloomberg number. Who are holdings number 15 at 10 cents each. It was Jim Walton. Walmart position 16, Steve Walton. Walmart position 17, Walton. Alice Walmart position 18, Mr. Ballmer. Microsoft position 19, Family of Franz, Soy Betancourt. Myers number 20 by L'Oreal and Mukesh Ambani, our guide. Mukesh is one of only 2 people from Asia to make the list, as you may have observed from the list. Mumbai, the nation's financial and commercial hub, is also known as the city that never sleeps, apparently because no one informed them that the phrase had already been coined. Also known as Bollywood, this city is the center of India's entertainment industry. While the city is home to the most expensive property in the world, they stole yet another thing from the United States. Unfortunately, it also has the biggest slum in the entire world. Slumdog Millionaire, a well-known movie, was filmed in Mumbai. The construction of the house has received a severe response from the general people. I think insulting your neighbors is inevitable when building a house worth more than $1 billion. Well, in this specific circumstance, there is unquestionably a warrant for any offense committed. Even if the mansion was constructed on the wealthiest parcel of land in the city, it's difficult to ignore the contrast in a city like Mumbai, where extreme destitution is only a few blocks away. In 2010, Prakash told the New York Times that the house was a kind of mirror for how Mumbai's affluent were turning their backs on the city. 40% of young children under 5 are underweight. Here, more than anywhere else in the world, the wealth and poverty divide is as pronounced and wide. When analyzing the family's moral obligations, some people have brought up the Ambani family's humanitarian deeds, which include building a hospital. They've also mentioned the family's numerous philanthropic endeavors, particularly those of his wife, Meta Ambani Mukesh, which is fantastic overall. Nobody, however, is going to ignore Mukesh's extravagance or the enormous palace that dominates the city, except for the mansion. Mukesh spent $60 million on an Airbus for his wife's birthday years before Antalya was founded. He had a living area, a bedroom, satellite TV, a sky bar, and a spa added to the passenger jumbo jet. Contrary to most families, the billionaire Ambani family just owns one house, as opposed to the usual numerous properties all over the world. Initially, the family shared a home with Mukesh, his mother, and his brothers, but after Mukesh, his father, died of a stroke, he made the decision to fork over the cash for the family's 400,000 square foot mansion. Meta married Tapti, the oldest daughter, Aisha, just received her DL diploma. Akash, her identical twin brother, and the younger brother are not both Brown University graduates. It's good to know that Mukesh raised 3 Ivy Leaguers, albeit I'm not in any position to judge Mukesh as a father. All I can say about Antalya and the Ambani family is that I'm still exclusive. Please give a like and subscribe if you liked the video. See you at the next one.